Hello and thanks for joining us. This is The World Now. We begin here in Africa. The decision taken by the United States to sanction a government minister for his alleged role in the conflict in the eastern axis of neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo has been condemned by the Rwandan government. Announcing the financial sanctions, the U.S. Treasury Department said Rwanda's Minister of State for Regional Integration, James Kabarebe, a former army chief, is central to his country's support for the M23 rebel group. Also sanctioned is the M23's spokesman, Lawrence Kanyuka, as well as two companies he controls in Britain and France. Rwanda's foreign ministry says the sanctions would not resolve the conflict in the DR Congo, terming them unjustified and unfounded. This comes as the M23 rebels appear to be advancing after capturing two major cities in recent weeks in the mineral-rich eastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The rebel group has seized the cities of Goma and Bukavu, leaving families devastated in a major humanitarian crisis. Now, for more on the situation between Rwanda and the United States over the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo, I am now being joined here in Lagos by a professor of international relations and strategic studies, David Awora. Well, good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Prof, Rwanda has always denied involvement in the crisis in Democratic Republic of Congo. This latest revelation coming from the U.S., should this be seen as an indictment, and how strong is it?
Surely, it's an indictment, and it's a very strong one. It is true that Rwanda has always denied, but the facts are there. They are almost incontrovertible. To just add a layer to that, a few weeks ago, after the recent upsurge in violence carried out by M23 from the 26th of January, some South African soldiers were killed. And South Africa protested and said they must be held accountable. Rwanda responded and attempted to defend those who carried out the attack. I mean, that confirms the fact that Rwanda is a strong supporter of M23. So it's a strong indictment by the United States, and we should commend the U.S. For what it has done. What we'll add to that is that the U.S. needs to expand the sanctions beyond those two one government official and the other one M23 spokesperson. So the Rwanda government itself.
And Prof, I was just going to ask you that because these are members of President Kagame's cabinet, if by proxy this also sort of indicts him, if not directly but indirectly.
Yes, I mean, it's straightforward. It is not likely that the Minister for Regional Integration for Rwanda will have been acting alone or acting for himself. It's not possible that he will, on his own, decide to give support to M23 if the government, has not given its support for it. So the identification of these individuals as giving support to M23 is also an indictment on the Rwandan government, Kagame, which is a fact that everybody has always known, of course, which the government has always denied. But it is very clear. When those South African soldiers were killed a few weeks ago, South Africa didn't have any doubt as to who to hold accountable. He held the government of Rwanda accountable. And of course, the government of Rwanda tried to, fight back by, making all sorts of comments, trying to disparage South Africa. But so all of that confirms the fact that Rwanda is a strong supporter of M23. And that is a tragedy because, Kagame portrays himself as a modernizer. If you are modernizing Rwanda, does DR Congo also not deserve modernization? Like I said before, the U.S. needs to expand the sanctions beyond a few government officials to Rwanda government itself. And to add another layer, that the AU is in somnolence, as far as I'm concerned, on this matter. It always acts, not actively and too slowly. I mean, Rwanda and DR Congo are in Africa. Why don't they intervene? And if Rwanda refuses to withdraw support for M23, to sanction Rwanda the way the US is trying to sanction now. These are the things we need to have some sanity in that eastern part of DR Congo.
Prof, is this a difficult conflict to resolve? Because we know, in talking about intervention, like you mentioned, the EAC and SADC leaders met and they came up with some sort of resolution, which was read by the president of South Africa. One of them was to have a ceasefire agreement that would then bring in M23 into the room, and then there is some sort of agreement will be made and there is ceasefire. But that hasn't happened since that meeting was held. So why is this crisis defying all sort of resolution and intervention?
It is because many of the actors are holding on to entrenched positions and are not willing to grant concession. For Rwanda, it thinks that support for M23 is actually there's a whole lot of illegality that is going on in that eastern part. There's a whole lot of mineral there that the chaos that is going on there gives the opportunity for illegal mining of minerals and, of course, making many millions of dollars. So those who are benefiting right now from that chaos, of course, will not want some resolution and some order being established there. But what they should know is that this cannot continue. I mean, the lawlessness in the eastern part of DR Congo cannot be a permanent thing. It has to be resolved one way or the other. And of course, there should be better ways of making money than causing chaos and death. Like we spoke since that 26th of January, when this thing escalated, about 8,000 people or more have died. 700 were just killed not long ago. This cannot be a permanent thing. So entrenched positions by many of the actors is a major problem. And of course, the unwillingness of those who benefit from illegal mining of minerals there, who know that once order is established, they won't be able to continue their illegal activities, is yet another. All of these things are the intricacies that need to be untangled for there to be some ceasefire, and then, of course, some multinational action to establish stability in that part of DR Congo.
Thank you so much, Prof. Professor David Awara, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so very much.
All right, well, Steve.